Last night, while you were unconscious, a hidden cleaning crew inside your skull scrubbed away enough metabolic trash to fill a shot glass. Sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But it's not. This isn't some futuristic biobot operation. It's your own brain, working tirelessly. And here's the kicker. If that crew doesn't show up tomorrow night, the gunk stays. Every single bit of it. And with that gunk, yes, you guessed it, your brain fog, your fuzzy thinking, your inability to focus. We're talking about a process so vital, so fundamental to your cognitive health, that missing out on it is like letting your house accumulate garbage for days, weeks, even years. You wouldn't do that to your home, so why let it happen to the most complex and critical organ in your body? Stay with me for the next little while, and I'll pull back the curtain on this incredible, unseen nightly ritual. I'll show you exactly how to make sure that janitor, the one responsible for your mental clarity and long-term brain health, never misses another shift. Trust me, your future self will thank you. You know the feeling, don't you? That frustrating moment when you walk into a room and completely forget why you entered. Or maybe it's that irrational irritation, snapping at the dog just for breathing too loud. Perhaps it's trying to read the same email 3 times, the words blurring, the meaning refusing to stick. We've all been there. And what do? We blame stress, right? Or maybe we sigh and say, it's just age. Some of us might even point a finger at gluten for crying out loud. But rarely, if ever, do we blame the real culprit. The uncomfortable truth is, often our brain's meticulously organized housekeeping staff is asleep on the job. And I mean literally asleep, not metaphorically. Very real, physiological sleep. Here's the startling statistic. A staggering 1/3 of adults consistently skip the crucial 7-hour sleep threshold. The threshold that allows our brain's unique plumbing system, the glymphatic system, to open its floodgates. Think of it like a dam needing a certain water level before it can release its cleansing power. Miss that critical window, and you're leaving behind more than just a little mental dust. You're leaving behind beta amyloid, that notorious sticky protein so intimately linked to Alzheimer's disease. It doesn't just hang around, it remains stubbornly glued to your neurons, like burnt rice welded to the bottom of a pot. And that, my friends, is a recipe for disaster down the line. The truly scary part? You don't feel this toxic residue the very next morning. It's insidious, it's stealthy. You won't wake up thinking, oh, I feel the beta amyloid building up today. Instead, you just notice your mind feels off. You're a little slower, a little fuzzier, a little less sharp. You might attribute it to a bad night's sleep, a busy week, or just one of those days. But what you're experiencing is the slow, silent erosion of your cognitive function, a direct consequence of that toxic buildup. It's not just brain fog, it's the early warning sign of a system struggling under a load it wasn't designed to carry. This isn't just about feeling tired, it's about your brain's long-term health and vitality. Let's picture this. Imagine a bustling, vibrant city. But this city has a peculiar rule. Its sanitation trucks, the ones that keep the streets clean and the air fresh, only roll out between, say, 2 and 4 in the morning. Now, what would happen if the residents, perhaps out of habit or sheer forgetfulness, started leaving their trash on the curb at noon, or even at 8 p.m.? The streets would quickly become clogged, right? The city would grind to a halt, overwhelmed by its own waste. Well, your brain works in a remarkably similar yet infinitely more sophisticated way. It's a city of billions of neurons, constantly producing metabolic waste as they fire and process information throughout the day. But during your waking hours, these neurons are plump and active, packed tightly together. There's simply no room for the sophisticated plumbing system to do its deep cleaning. It's during deep, slow-wave sleep, that profound, restorative stage when your brain waves slow down to a gentle rhythm, that the magic truly happens. Your neurons, those incredibly busy city dwellers, shrink. They physically reduce in size, creating tiny, intricate perivascular highways. These aren't just small gaps, they're engineered channels that allow cerebrospinal fluid, a clear, vital liquid that bathes your brain, to literally swoosh in. Think of it as a high-pressure power wash, flushing out the day's metabolic garbage, including that notorious beta-amyloid and other neurotoxins. Scientists at the University of Rochester were able to witness this incredible process live, in real time, by injecting dye into the spines of sleeping mice. What they observed was nothing short of astonishing. This dye, representing the cerebrospinal fluid, circulated a staggering 10-fold faster when the animals were asleep compared to when they were awake. It was clear proof of an active, dynamic cleansing system. And before you think, well, that's just mice, advanced fMRI scans have shown identical, intricate channels operating within the human brain during sleep. The mechanism is conserved across species, underscoring its fundamental importance. So the takeaway here is profound. Sleep is not some passive darkness, some void where nothing happens. It's not just downtime, far from it. It is an incredibly active, meticulously orchestrated power wash, a nightly deep clean that is essential for maintaining your brain's health, clarity, and long-term function. It's also during this time that your brain performs another crucial function, often referred to as the synaptic homeostasis hypothesis. While some connections are being strengthened, others are being broadly downscaled. It's like clearing out the clutter in your digital files, keeping the important documents and deleting the temporary ones, making the truly vital information stand out even more. While the janitor scrubs away the day's grime, another equally vital team is hard at work: the librarian. Imagine your brain's hippocampus as a diligent librarian, responsible for receiving all the new information, experiences, and skills you've encountered throughout your waking hours. During sleep, particularly slow-wave sleep, this librarian doesn't just passively store these new books. Oh no, it actively replays these new memories, often in fast-forward, beaming them to the brain's main archive, the cortex, for long-term storage and integration. This process isn't just about saving files, it's about making them permanent, accessible, and robust. If you cut that crucial process short, if you deny your brain its librarian's shift, then yesterday's Spanish vocabulary, that new skill you tried to learn, or even the details of an important meeting, can simply evaporate like morning dew. They were never properly cataloged, never truly filed away. Consider this fascinating insight from a study. Students who took a 90-minute nap after a learning session encoded and retained significantly more word pairs than peers who stayed awake. In one study, participants who napped showed increased hippocampal activation and better memory encoding performance afterward. That gain isn't just a number. It's the difference between truly learning and merely exposing yourself to information. It's the difference between retention and regret. This mechanism is scientifically known as active system consolidation. During this period, your brain isn't just passively replaying, it's actively reorganizing and strengthening selected neuronal representations. It's like your brain is running a sophisticated defragmentation and optimization program. Important synapses, the connections between neurons that hold your precious memories, enlarge and become stronger, like frequently used pathways in a forest becoming well-trodden roads. Conversely, trivial or less important connections, the neural underbrush, shrink, making the important ones stand out even more. It's a kind of neural survival of the fittest, ensuring that what truly matters gets preserved and enhanced. And here's another layer. Both SWS and REM sleep contribute to memory consolidation, but in complementary ways. Slow-wave sleep strengthens declarative memories, facts, events, data, and even emotional memories, helping solidify the narrative of your day. REM sleep, on the other hand, processes and integrates emotional memories, sometimes even modulating their intensity, making them less raw, more woven into your experience. So when you think about it, sleep isn't just upgrading your memory from a flimsy USB stick that can be lost or corrupted. It's upgrading you to a robust, reliable, solid-state drive, one that secures your most valuable data every single night. And here's the remarkable part. It doesn't just protect yesterday's learning, it actively prepares your brain to absorb new information more effectively tomorrow. Sleep is not just about what you learned yesterday, it's about how well you'll learn tomorrow. Ever had one of those nights where you just didn't get enough sleep, and the next day everything feels amplified? The smallest inconvenience feels like a monumental crisis. You catastrophize everything. A spilled coffee isn't just a spilled coffee, it's the end of the world. A minor disagreement with a colleague suddenly escalates into an imagined conspiracy. That, my friends, is your brain on insufficient sleep. It's the direct consequence of skipping your crucial emotional reset button. This reset largely happens during REM sleep, rapid eye movement sleep. Think of your amygdala, a small almond-shaped region deep within your brain, as your body's emotional alarm bell. It's the part that screams danger or frustration or anger whenever a stressor appears. It's vital for survival, but in our modern world it can often be overzealous. With adequate REM sleep, your prefrontal cortex, the rational executive control center just behind your forehead, regains control. It's like the wise, calm CEO gently taking the reins back from the panicking intern. It allows you to regulate emotions, to put things into perspective, to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Without sufficient REM, however, the amygdala hijacks the conversation. It runs wild, unfiltered, leading to heightened reactivity, increased anxiety, and that familiar sense of being overwhelmed. This is the cost of sleep deprivation, an untamed mind unable to find balance. Researchers at UC Berkeley beautifully illustrated this with a powerful study. They showed a group of volunteers disturbing images, the kind that naturally spark strong emotional reactions after a night of normal, restorative sleep. Then, they showed the very same images to another group who had been deprived of sleep for 24 hours. The results were stark. The sleep-starved group experienced a staggering 60% stronger amygdala reactivity. 60%. Translation? The same traffic jam that might only mildly annoy a well-rested you can feel 10 times more infuriating when you're exhausted. That's not just exaggeration. It's a measurable, physiological response. Your brain is literally less equipped to handle emotional challenges. And this is why sleep, especially REM sleep, is fundamental for emotional resilience. It helps process and even extinguish fear memories. It restores top-down control from your prefrontal cortex over the more primitive limbic regions. It's how we learn to cope, to adapt, to maintain balance. And here's another fascinating layer, what scientists call dream affect. The emotions you experience in dreams, especially negative ones like fear or anxiety, actively shape emotional memory consolidation. This means the very content of your dreams may influence which emotional memories are prioritized, or how their intensity is integrated. So, those vivid, sometimes chaotic dreams aren't random at all. They may be your brain's nightly therapy session, quietly helping you process, regulate, and heal from the emotional roller coaster of daily life. A well-rested brain doesn't just store information, and it doesn't only regulate emotions. It does something far more magical. It remixes it. During REM sleep, when your brain is buzzing with activity and your dreams are at their most vivid, your mind engages in a unique form of neural alchemy. Disparate ideas, unconnected fragments, begin to collide and mingle in novel ways. And often, they form entirely new connections, leading to insights and solutions that seemed impossible while awake. Think about it. How many times have you wrestled with a problem, gone to bed, and woken up with the answer? That's not coincidence. Your sleeping brain is a master at making these leaps of insight. Take Dmitri Mendeleev, the father of the periodic table. He had struggled for years to organize the elements. And then one night, in a dream, the elegant structure revealed itself. He literally woke up and scribbled it down. Now, you might not be reinventing chemistry in your sleep, but the principle holds true for everyday challenges. That presentation you're stressing over? Sleep might reveal the perfect narrative flow. That stubborn piece of code that refuses to run? A good night's rest could expose the tiny bug you've overlooked. This isn't just anecdote. Studies show that sleep significantly enhances creative insight and inferential thinking. It's as if your brain takes all the puzzle pieces you've been struggling with, shakes them up, and reassembles them into a coherent, often brilliant, new picture. So the next time you're stuck, don't just push harder, sleep on it. Your inner genius may be waiting for its nightly remix session. And if what you're hearing right now is flipping the way you think about bedtime, if it's opening your eyes to the truth that sleep is far more than just rest, then do yourself a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. We drop more science-backed sleep hacks and brain-boosting insights every single week, and you won't want to miss them. Okay, we've talked a lot about the why. Why sleep is non-negotiable for your brain's health, your memory, your mood, and your creativity. Now let's turn that knowledge into action. Because knowing is one thing, but doing, that's where transformation happens. Here are 3 powerful tweaks you can make tonight, starting right now, to activate your brain's healer. Tip 1. Regularity beats duration every single time. We often obsess over getting enough hours, and yes, duration matters, but consistency is king. A groundbreaking study out of Stanford revealed something remarkable. People who slept 8 hours, but at wildly inconsistent times, sometimes 10 p.m., sometimes 2 a.m., had 30% less glymphatic flow, compared to those who slept only 7 hours, but on a fixed, predictable schedule. Think about that. 1 less hour of sleep, but a significantly more effective brain cleanse simply by being consistent. Why does regularity matter so much? Because your body runs on an internal clock, your circadian rhythm. This rhythm dictates hormone release, body temperature shifts, and all the subtle signals that prepare you for sleep and wakefulness. When you go to bed and wake up at roughly the same time every day, even on weekends, you anchor this rhythm. Your body learns when to expect rest, when to release melatonin, when to initiate deep, restorative sleep, the stage where the glymphatic system does its most powerful cleansing. Disrupting this rhythm is like constantly changing the opening hours of a factory. It throws everything into disarray. So here's your mission. Anchor your bedtime within the same 30-minute window every single night. Your brain will thank you with a deeper, more efficient cleanse. Tip 2. Cool it down to power up. It might sound counterintuitive, but your core body temperature actually needs to drop by about 1 degree Celsius or 2 degrees Fahrenheit to initiate and maintain deep, restorative sleep. If your bedroom is too warm, your body struggles to hit that crucial dip, and your sleep quality suffers, even if you think you're sleeping. So here's the sweet spot. Aim for a bedroom temperature of around 18 degrees Celsius, about 65 Fahrenheit. It may feel a little chilly at first, but trust the science. Your body will thank you. And here's a fascinating paradox. A hot shower or bath about 90 minutes before bed can actually help you cool down. How? When you step out of warm water, your blood rushes to the surface of your skin. That allows your core temperature to dissipate more quickly into the cooler room. A clever physiological trick to fast-track that essential drop and unlock deeper, more restorative sleep. Tip 3. Cut caffeine's tailwind. We all love our morning coffee, right? That invigorating jolt that kicks off the day. But caffeine has a surprisingly long half-life, about 5 to 7 hours. So if you drink a cup of coffee at 3 p.m., half of that caffeine is still in your system at 8 p.m., and a quarter of it is still there at 1 a.m. That's like inviting a marching band to rehearse in your brain, while your body is begging for silence. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine, the chemical that builds up during the day to tell your body it's time to sleep. Adenosine whispers, "Hey, time to wind down." Caffeine shouts, "Nope, keep going." Even if you manage to fall asleep, it won't be the deep, restorative kind your brain needs for its nightly cleanse. So here's your rule of thumb. No caffeine after 2 p.m., 3 p.m. at the latest. If you need a boost in the afternoon, swap to decaf, or grab a sparkling water with a squeeze of citrus. It's refreshing, hydrating, and won't sabotage your brain's night shift. Bonus tip: side sleeping matters. Here's something fascinating that's gaining traction in sleep science. MRI scans have shown that the glymphatic pathway, that crucial brain cleaning system we talked about, clears waste most efficiently when rats lie on their sides. And guess what? Early human studies are beginning to echo the same finding. The theory is that side sleeping helps optimize the flow of cerebrospinal fluid through those paravascular channels. It's like gravity itself lending a hand to your brain's nightly rinse cycle. So, if you're a back or stomach sleeper, consider making the switch. Roll onto your side, hug a pillow for comfort and spinal alignment, and let gravity give your brain's janitorial crew a little extra help. Now, let's bust some common myths that keep us from the sleep our brains desperately need. These are the stories we tell ourselves, the excuses we cling to, but the truth, they're silently sabotaging us. Myth number 1, I'll catch up on the weekend. Oh, if only it were that simple, right? The idea that you can burn the candle all week, then repay the debt on Saturday and Sunday is a dangerous illusion. One night of just 4 hours of sleep leaves you with measurable insulin resistance, the kind you'd normally see in pre-diabetes. And those weekend lie-ins, they barely touch that damage. Your brain doesn't just reset because you slept in. Chronic deprivation creates a cumulative deficit, and no, a couple of long mornings won't erase it. Instead, it disrupts your circadian rhythm, it creates social jet lag, and the beta amyloid buildup, the memory lapses, the emotional volatility, those don't vanish after one extra nap. What your brain needs isn't random bursts of rest, it needs regular, consistent, restorative sleep, every single night. Myth number 2, alcohol helps me sleep. Classic trap. Yes, alcohol is a sedative. It might knock you out faster, but here's the critical truth. Sedation is not sleep. Alcohol dulls your cortex, but it shreds your REM cycles into fragments. And what happens when REM is cut apart? You lose emotional regulation, you lose memory processing, you lose that nightly remix that fuels your creativity. So while you might be unconscious, you're not truly sleeping. Alcohol offers counterfeit sleep, a cheap imitation that robs you of the real benefits your brain is desperately asking for. Myth number 3, I'm a night owl by genetics. I just can't fall asleep early. Yes, chronotypes are real. Some of us are wired to wake with the sunrise. A small slice truly drift toward the night. But here's the kicker. Genuine night owls, they make up maybe 10% of the population. The rest of us, we're not biologically doomed to late nights. We're just hypnotized by blue light. Your phone, your laptop, that late-night Netflix glow, all of it suppresses melatonin, the hormone that whispers, it's time to wind down. So you feel like you're wired to stay up, when really you've just trained your brain with a false signal. Want to test yourself? Try this. 1 week, no screens after 9 p.m. None. Pick up a real book, listen to music, meditate, talk to someone you love. If after 7 nights you still can't fall asleep before midnight, then maybe, yes, biology's the boss. But for most, you'll be amazed how quickly your natural rhythm comes back to life. Myth number 4. I can function perfectly well on 5 or 6 hours of sleep. This might be the most dangerous lie of them all, because it doesn't just creep into your routine, it gets glorified. We wear it like a badge of honor in hustle culture. Who needs 8 hours? I'm fine. No, you're not fine. You've simply adapted to impairment. The data is brutal. Even 1 night of 6 hours or less measurably slows your reaction times, dulls your focus, muddies your decision-making. Stack up several nights in a row, and your brain operates at the level of legal intoxication. Yes, drunk. But here's the twist. You feel normal. You don't realize you're impaired because the very organ that measures alertness is the one that's compromised. So you may think you're functioning fine, but under the surface, your learning is weaker, your emotions are unstable, your creativity is dulled, and over time, the cost compounds far more than you realize. Let's talk about the ultimate stakes. This isn't just about feeling groggy tomorrow. This is about your future health, your cognitive vitality, and your very longevity. The evidence is clear, and it's sobering. Chronic short sleep isn't an inconvenience. It's a direct pathway to disease. Consistently getting less than 7 hours a night doubles your risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Why? Because the sticky beta amyloid your glymphatic system is designed to flush out instead piles up, choking your neurons. And it's not just your brain. Chronic sleep loss triples your chance of calcified coronary arteries, the seeds of heart attacks and strokes. And when it comes to longevity, routinely shortchanging your nights can carve a full decade off your healthy lifespan. 10 years gone. But here's the good news. Flip the script. Protect 7 solid hours consistently from midlife onward, and your risk of dementia drops by a staggering 60%. That's not a minor margin. That's life-changing. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's not downtime. It is the single most potent, most affordable longevity drug on the planet. No prescription, no side effects, just discipline. So let me ask you, what's the biggest obstacle standing between you and those 7 golden hours? Is it newborn twins, demanding night shifts, or the Netflix autoplay button that won't let you go? Drop a comment right now. Tell me your biggest challenge, and I'll personally reply with strategies to help you reclaim your nights. Because your future brain, your future body, and your future self are counting on it. Let's tackle some of the most common questions about sleep, quickly and clearly. Does melatonin help? Melatonin is often misunderstood as a sedative, a knockout pill. It's not. Melatonin is primarily a darkness signal. Your body naturally produces it as light levels drop, signaling that it's time to prepare for sleep. It helps regulate your circadian rhythm, telling your body, hey, it's nighttime now. So, it can be incredibly useful for situations where your circadian rhythm is out of whack, like jet lag or adjusting to shift work. But for general, nightly insomnia caused by stress or poor sleep hygiene, it's not a magic bullet. Relying on it nightly can sometimes mask underlying issues. It's a gentle nudge, not a sledgehammer. Is 6 hours enough if I feel fine? This goes back to our earlier myth-busting. The short answer is probably not. The longer answer is that you've likely adapted to impairment. Your brain has become accustomed to functioning at a suboptimal level, so your subjective feeling of fine doesn't match your objective performance. Studies using reaction time tests and cognitive tasks consistently show that individuals who habitually sleep only 6 hours exhibit significant cognitive deficits, even when they report feeling perfectly normal. Your reaction times might be slower, your decision-making less precise, and your emotional regulation compromised, all without you consciously realizing it. Trust the science, not just your perceived feeling. What about magnesium? Magnesium is a fascinating mineral, and it does play a role in relaxation and sleep. Small trials suggest that supplementing with 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate can indeed help raise GABA levels in the brain. GABA is a neurotransmitter that helps calm the nervous system, easing the transition into sleep and potentially improving early sleep depth. However, it's crucial to understand that magnesium is a booster, not a foundation. It can optimize an already good sleep routine, but it won't fix a fundamentally broken one caused by poor habits, chronic stress, or blue light exposure late at night. Think of it as a helpful supplement, not a cure-all. Do sleep trackers make insomnia worse? For some people, absolutely. This phenomenon is so common it even has a name: orthosomnia. It's the obsession with achieving perfect sleep data, leading to anxiety and stress about your sleep performance. Constantly checking your sleep score, analyzing every dip in deep sleep, or fretting over your REM cycles can spike pre-sleep arousal, making it harder to fall asleep in the first place. You become so focused on the numbers that you lose touch with how you feel. While trackers can offer some insights for general trends, if you find yourself obsessing, it's best to hide the numbers. Trust how you feel when you wake up. Your body is the ultimate tracker. Naps, good or evil? Naps are generally good, but with specific rules. The sweet spot for a power nap is under 30 minutes and taken before 2 p.m. Why these constraints? A short nap, 20 to 30 minutes, can significantly enhance afternoon alertness, boost cognitive performance, and even improve mood, without pushing you into deep sleep. If you enter deep sleep during a nap, you risk waking up with sleep inertia, that groggy, disoriented feeling that makes you feel worse than before you napped. And taking a nap too late in the day can steal from your nocturnal deep sleep, making it harder to fall asleep at your regular bedtime and disrupting your overall sleep architecture. So, enjoy your short, early afternoon power naps, but respect the rules of engagement. So, tonight, as you prepare for bed, when you turn off the light and settle in, remind yourself of this profound truth. You aren't just doing nothing. You're not simply resting. You are actively engaging the most sophisticated, self-regulating detox and data archiving team in existence, all within the incredible confines of your own brain. You are hiring a dedicated janitorial crew to meticulously scrub away the day's metabolic waste, preventing cognitive decline and keeping your mind sharp. And you're enlisting a brilliant librarian to expertly catalog your memories, process your emotions, and spark your creativity, ensuring you wake up smarter, calmer, and more resilient. Let them work. Trust the process. Give your brain the consistent, quality sleep it craves and deserves. In return, you'll wake up sharper, calmer, more emotionally balanced, and one crucial night further from cognitive decline. Protect that janitor, cherish that librarian, and your brain will return the favor with decades of vibrant health, enhanced function, and profound well-being. This isn't just about sleep, it's about life optimization. If you learned something new, something that truly resonated and changed your perspective on sleep, please hit that like button. Share this video with someone who still brags about surviving on 4 hours of sleep. They need to hear this. And of course, subscribe so you never miss the next brain health breakthrough. Sleep tight, heal hard.